Somebody just walked into a Chase branch and got quoted 25,000 points for the Sapphire Reserve. Let's talk about whether that's a unicorn or a signal.
And whether the branch, quote, actually survives the application.
It's Sunday, August 2nd, and this is Points Wire, your daily hit of points, miles, and travel deals with a Chase Sapphire Reserve tilt. I'm Alex.
I'm Sam. Let's get into it.
So the lead. A poster on R credit cards shared a data point that their local Chase branch is offering 125,000 bonus points for a new Sapphire Reserve sign-up. That's above the public offer, and in-branch numbers can run higher than what you see online because bankers sometimes have their own targeted links.
Right. And here's my flag. This is one person, one branch, one screenshot's worth of trust. In-branch offers are real, but they're not a uniform. The banker in Ohio might have 125K, while the one across town has the standard offer. So do not walk in expecting it as a rule. The move, if you're already shopping the reserve, is to ask, call or visit your branch, have the banker pull up what they can attach to your application, and compare it against the best public link before you let anyone submit. Whatever's highest wins. And remember, the reserve's annual fee is real money, so 125K is nice, but it doesn't change the underlying math of whether the card fits you.
Fair. But if you were on the fence anyway, an extra chunk of points for asking one question is a good trade. Next up, and this one stings a little. Over on R's Award Travel, folks are reporting that Alaska's Atmos program has quietly pushed some partner awards that used to price at 85,000 miles up to 130,000.
That's a 45,000-mile jump on the affected routes, which is not a rounding error. And it's the kind of change that tends to show up before any announcement. Someone goes to book the same seat they saw last month, and the price just moved.
Which is the reminder we keep coming back to. Award charts that aren't contractually fixed can move without notice. If you've been sitting on Alaska or Atmos miles waiting for the perfect trip, and you've already found a seat you'd be happy with, this is a nudge to lock it rather than let it ride.
One caveat, this is early reporting from travelers, not a published chart change, so we don't know yet if it's every route or a targeted set. Treat it as a warning shot, not a confirmed new price everywhere.
Warning shot noted. Now something friendlier for the reserve crowd. A post on the Chase Sapphire subreddit points to the lounge entry window stretching to 5 hours for connecting flights, reportedly kicking in August 15th.
If that holds, it's a genuinely useful quality of life change. A lot of lounges get you to a couple hours before departure, which is useless on a long layover. 5 hours means if you land and you've got a gap before your connection, you can actually go sit down, eat, and use the space instead of watching the clock.
It's the kind of perk that doesn't make a headline, but makes travel days better. Again, that's a community data point on the date, so confirm at the desk before you plan a connection around it.
And staying on lounges, there's a nice find floating around. A reserve holder reported getting into an Air Canada Maple Leaf lounge on the card outside of the usual Priority Pass channel.
Which is not something you can count on network-wide, but it's worth knowing. Access rules vary lounge to lounge and agent to agent. So if you're flying through a hub with a Maple Leaf lounge, it can't hurt to show your reserve and ask. Worst case, they say no.
Best case, you got a lounge you didn't think you had.
Okay, one to protect yourself on. There's a cautionary post going around about Chase lowering someone's credit limit, and the timing mattered. The theory in the thread is that a lower limit right before your anniversary can quietly interfere with a downgrade or upgrade you were planning.
I'd stop short of calling that a deliberate Chase strategy. Issuers adjust limits for lots of reasons: usage, credit profile, risk models. But the practical takeaway is solid. If you've got a product change or a downgrade planned around your anniversary, check your limit ahead of time, because some of those moves have minimum limit requirements. Don't get surprised at the counter.
Good defensive habit. Let's do a quick radar round before we go. That 70% transfer bonus into IHG One Rewards is still live through the end of August. So if you've got a specific IHG stay in mind, the miles per point math is in your favor right now.
And Doctor of Credit still has Capital One's 15% transfer bonus to Avianca running, which is a fine little boost if Avianca's award pricing lines up with where you're trying to go. Neither of these is new, so we're not leading with them, but both are usable today.
Last radar note. There's chatter that upgrading from the Sapphire, preferred to the Reserve, may not permanently lock you out of a future sign-up bonus. That's an evolving read on Chase's language, so don't torch your bonus eligibility on a Reddit comment. Verify with Chase directly if that's your plan.
That's the one where the fine print really matters.
That's our Sunday. If today saved you a few thousand miles or a lounge headache, do us a favor and send this to the friend who always ends up booking everyone's flights. They'll thank you, eventually.
Quick housekeeping. This show is for information and entertainment, not financial advice. Terms and offers change fast, so verify everything before you act on it. And links to every source we mentioned are down in the show notes.
We'll see you tomorrow.